I have an alligator update. So for those of you who haven't seen, go back and watch the last video where I discuss the fact that an 8-foot alligator lost its life in a fire. Now, I live in Washington State. Alligators do not live in Washington State except at the zoo and apparently at these people's home. They live in a place called Lake Stevens, Washington, which is northern Snohomish County. The lake itself is a pretty decent sized lake, but it's definitely not a place where alligators reside. And I really hope that it's not a place where alligators have been swimming in, because I go boating there sometimes and I do not want to be swimming where alligators swim. Anyway, so it turns out that the 8-foot alligator's name was Abby. And Abby has been with this family for about 20 years. She was previously, quote, a community mascot. I don't know exactly what that means. That's what the news article said. But apparently when she got too big, because if you understand lizards and amphibians and things like that, I think they just keep growing. I don't think they ever stop growing until they're dead. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that that's why they think dinosaurs were so big. But it's illegal in the state of Washington to own an alligator unless you are at a zoo. Like, private citizens are not allowed to own alligators. But I guess according to the family, they were grandfathered in because the law passed in 2007 and they've had this alligator for 20 years. Now, Abby was a big fan of blackberries and blueberries. Apparently, she answered to her name, which is really sad. She lived outside in a pool and then had access to an indoor pool. I can't imagine that alligators enjoy snow. It does snow here. It doesn't snow a lot, but we've actually, since climate change, the last few years, we've been getting pretty snowy winters. So I'm assuming that she was indoors during that period of time. She must have been indoors when the fire took place, because she was deceased. She did not survive the fire. Apparently there were other reptiles as well, because the man who owns the home is a herpetologist, which is someone who deals in reptiles and amphibians. Alligators aren't amphibians, right? They're reptiles. Now I'm second guessing everything. I think they're amphibians. Anyway, so here's a picture of Abby. There is a GoFundMe, and I'm going to add the code if anybody wants to help with this family. They did lose their home. They did lose some animals. It did look like a snake got rescued. I haven't seen a full count of all the animals that they had, but it makes a little more sense that he's a herpetologist, that they had an 8-foot alligator. I still think an 8-foot alligator is really, really large to be in your home. But I have a lot fewer questions than I used to. So R.I.P. Abby. Oh, I forgot one thing, a really interesting detail. According to the GoFundMe page, they have an exchange student, a foreign exchange student who has been living with them. And the foreign exchange student is the one who alerted everybody to the fact that the house was on fire and saved the family, or whoever was staying there. But it begs the question, did the foreign exchange student know that there would be an 8-foot alligator where they were staying when they agreed to stay with them? And did their family know? Who decided that that was okay? I don't know.